This is a story of the time that I got caught making out with a boy in the girls' bathroom at a Christian camp. So every year I would go to this Christian camp for 1 week, and it was at a college campus. And it was fun for the most part. I mean, I didn't really enjoy it too much because it was kind of strict and everything. Like, I always got dress coded. But you know, I wasn't too unhappy because there were some cute boys there. So there was these 2 boys, they were like best friends, went to the same church, and I had my friend that I met her, and she went to a different church than me, but we became really close friends at the camp. And it was one of the last days that we were there, and all of us decided to get together and play Truth or Dare. And I really wanted to hook up with one of the kids, so my friend dared him to kiss me. So then we had a little peck, and then his friend dared me to go into the girls' bathroom with him and make out with him. So this was a pretty big building, and we were upstairs, and in the downstairs they had the young adult meetings where they would worship and have like prayer sessions. And that was going on while we were making out in the girls' bathroom. And we weren't supposed to be upstairs, so all of a sudden we hear my friend and she's like, oh, she's looking for her phone. Part 2 of getting caught making out with a boy in the girls' bathroom at Christian camp. So we were in the girls' bathroom and we were making out for probably like 10 minutes. And we hear my friend and she's talking to somebody that sounded like a grown man, like an unfamiliar voice. So obviously we stopped making out and we were like, oh my God, who is that? And she's going on about how I like lost my phone and that me and him were in there looking for my phone. Like, looking back at this, like, we were not supposed to be upstairs whatsoever, let alone with 2 girls and 2 boys. Like, it just looked sus. And we hear the man and he's like, I'm gonna break up whatever's going on in there. You guys are supposed to all be downstairs during praise and worship. So then me and the kid got like really shook and we were like, oh fuck, what do we do? And I was like, pretend you're looking for my phone. And like, obviously it's a bathroom. There's only so many places I could have left my phone. And this kid decides to look through the garbage can. And I'm like in the big stall looking underneath the toilet seat, like mad stupid. And the man walks in and I'm like, oh my God, here it is. This is part 1 of things that my strict parents didn't let me do, but I somehow found out a way to do it anyway. Or something like it. So growing up, my parents never let me go trick-or-treating because they believe that it's the devil's holiday. They didn't want to participate in any way, so they also put a sign on the front door that says, sorry kids, no trick-or-treat. The only thing they allowed me to do in elementary school was wear a costume to school because, you know, I had to go to school, so they felt bad to leave me out. And of course I would beg them every single year if I can go trick-or-treating, but they always said no. One year I even gathered all the candies in the bottom of my candy drawer and put them in a shoebox and handed them out to people. Stale, nasty candy. I mean, I don't even know why they let me do that. And my parents would always let me go on walks on my street, but never on Halloween, just in case. So every single year on November 1st, I would take a walk all the way up and down my street, probably take like 3 laps just to be safe. And I would find candy that kids dropped while they were trick-or-treating on the ground, and I would take them home and I would eat them. This is part 2 of things that my strict parents didn't let me do, but I found a way to do it anyway. Or something like it. So in elementary and middle school, everybody that I knew always wore a bikini. And my mom only bought me 1-pieces. But one day I convinced her to get me a tankini, and if you don't know what a tankini is, it's basically a 2-piece, so there's bottoms and a top, except it's long on the top, so it still looks like it's a 1-piece. So she would drop me off at my friend's house, and then when I would get there, I would roll up the tankini into the boob part so it looked like it was just a bikini. But then eventually I just cut the flowy part off of the top of the tankini and turned it into a bikini. But guys, listen, so these Black Lives Matter nails, I'm giving away for free to anyone. Everybody qualifies for this. You don't have to be a certain age or anything. And I'm also giving away a free $100. All you have to do is head over to my Instagram and read all the instructions on my latest post on how to enter. Comes with glue and a little nail file and nails and $100. Go check it out. So I don't even know what to label this story time, so I'm not even going to start it off with this is the story of the time I blank, because I don't even know how to describe this. So one year at this Christian camp, everybody started using this app, and it was called Yik Yak. And it was basically this anonymous group chat where everybody in a 5-mile radius was able to see people's messages. I'm pretty sure that you had an option to not make yourself anonymous, but for the most part, everybody was anonymous because everybody was saying some reckless things. People were posting stuff like, oh, I heard that this person and this person were getting it down during worship and prayer. It was basically a giant group chat of people talking shit about each other and not getting in trouble for it because nobody knew who were the people that were talking shit. So me and my friend, we thought that it would be a good idea to basically talk shit about ourselves in the group chat to make everybody like pity us. I'm sorry, you guys are gonna have to like for part 2. I know I dragged that on, but basically I'm giving away these nails and $100 for free. Head over to my Instagram for more details. Hey guys, this is part 2 to my Yik Yak story. Still don't know what to label it, but yeah. So pretty much everybody from the ages 12 to probably like 25, they all had Yik Yak. Like everybody saw what was on Yik Yak. And even the kids that were kind of like, I guess you could describe them as like really holy, like not really modern. They were like homeschooled. Even they had Yik Yak. So me and my friend, we kind of just wanted to see what people would like respond to it. It wasn't so much like, I said like pity us in the last video, but I couldn't even like, I didn't have enough time to describe what I meant by that. Not really pity us, but we just wanted to see what people would say in response to us talking shit about ourselves. And me and my friend started like doing it as a joke. Like I would say something nasty about her and then she would say something nasty about me and then we would just like laugh about it after. But then people started being like, yeah, facts, like facts, I heard this and that and the third. And we were like, yo, what? Anyway, shout out to Leah for this cute nail. This is a story of the time that I caught my neighbor's mom talking smack about me. So I don't know about you guys, but every single Wednesday in my middle school, we would have a bagel sale. And some people's parents would come in to help out. And my neighbor's mom was one of those parents. And I had a best friend at the time whose mom would also work at the bagel sales. But this best friend of mine, her mom never let us hang out with each other because she felt that I was a bad influence on her. When in reality, it was the complete opposite. She was the one that snuck the boys in her house, if you guys remember that story time, where they peed in a flower pot. So basically her mom wouldn't let us hang out. And sometimes my friend would go with her mom in the morning, basically as a ride to school, and to help out with the bagels too. And one day when she went in with her mom, my neighbor's mom also was there too. So my friend starts eavesdropping into their conversation, and my friend's mom brings me up and says how much of a bad kid I am and a bad influence. And my neighbor's mom was like, oh wow, that's my neighbor. Like we always suspected something bad about her. Our whole entire neighborhood knows this about her. Basically making stuff up about me. So then I go home crying, tell my mom. Part 2 of catching my neighbor's mom talking smack about me. So my best friend tells me all these things that my neighbor was saying about me, obviously. And I got really upset, so I went home and I just started to cry. Because for some reason I felt like when I was younger, every one of my friends' parents hated me. And I never really knew why. I was always the type of person to like let my friends do whatever they want and encourage them in doing whatever they want, whether that's breaking the rules or following the rules. So I mean, I guess that could be something, but I'm just being a supportive friend, like... Sorry, I got off topic. So when I told my mom, she was like, okay, come with me, I'm gonna knock on her door. And I was like, heck no, I do not feel like dealing with this. Mom, you deal with it. So she calls her up on the phone, puts her on speakerphone, confronts her about the situation, and this lady starts going on about how she loves me like I'm her own child, saying that I was never a bad influence on her daughter, and that she actually wanted me to hang out with her daughter more. Like, that's not what she was saying at bagel sale. Story of the time that the owners of my school left a fake review off of my Google account. So I was going to this cosmetology school, and from the jump, they were so unprofessional. Promised us all these things, something as simple as a male mannequin head they didn't even give us. When I had the tour of the school, the displays were either missing product or the products were broken. And the lady told me, oh yeah, we're getting new displays soon. These are the old ones. They got damaged. And the whole entire 9 months that I was there, they never replaced them. And apparently said the exact same stories to the other people that were coming into the school. But one day I had to print something out and I logged into my Google account on the owner's computer in their office. And this was on a Friday. So I printed out whatever I had to print out and then I told them, oh wait, I have to log out of my account. And the owner was like, don't worry, I'll do it for you. Like, go have a nice weekend. So I was like, okay. So Monday comes around, I check my email and it says your Google review has been responded to. And I'm like, Google review? I didn't make any review. And I click on the link and it says that I left a review on their school page saying this school is an amazing school. It's really setting me up for success. Story of the time the owners of my school left a fake review on my Google account. So then I noticed that I signed into my Google account on Friday and that's when the review was posted. It was posted at 4:45, which we got out of school at 4:30. So at this point I was 100% positive that one of the owners of my school had written this fake review under my name, which is illegal. So I go into the office, and mind you, the owners of the school were husband and wife. And on Monday mornings, only the wife was there. So I go to her office and I'm like, hey, I'm here to talk to you about this review that was written underneath my name, but I never wrote it. And she pretended like I didn't just say that I didn't write it. And she was like, thank you so much. That was so kind of you. We're so happy to hear the good feedback. And I was like, yeah, but I didn't write it. And for a while, it was just us going back and forth, her playing stupid and me being like, I didn't write it. So then she calls her husband, puts him on speakerphone, and he proceeds to thank me for the review that I didn't write. And we go back and forth and he plays stupid too until I finally snapped and I was like, I didn't write the review and one of you did. And he was like, listen, if you don't feel this way about our school, then you could delete your review. So I don't really know what to call this story time, so I'll just tell it. When I was 13, I was forced to go to this summer camp. It was a 4-week Christian sleepaway camp. We weren't allowed to have any electronics on us the entire time. During prayer and worship, the boys had one side of the room and the girls had the other. And if a girl and boy were talking for too long, a counselor would get in between them and separate them. But anyway, all the girls stayed in one big room with like 20 bunk beds. And every single night before we would go to sleep, we were forced to sit in a giant circle and do like Bible studies. And then like go around in a circle and pray. And there was this one girl that was either gay or bi, I don't really remember. But she had told the camp counselor that in confidence. I guess because, like she probably grew up religious and was like struggling with that. And was maybe just not ready to accept herself yet. I have no idea. But this camp counselor, in the middle of the prayer circle, outed the girl by being like, "Dear Lord, please help cure her." And then to make things worse, she said to us, "Don't worry guys, she's gonna leave the room when you guys change." Christian camp part 2. So all the girls in our cabin, which was around 20, had to sit in a giant circle and take turns reading things from the Bible and praying. And a supervisor was in there with us as well. So one of the girls had came out to the counselor in confidence, and the counselor took it upon herself to pray for her, basically saying, "Father God, please cure her, take the demons out of her," which obviously wasn't what the girl wanted, because she told the counselor that in confidence. And then the counselor decides to say, "Don't worry, everyone, she's gonna leave the room whenever you guys decide to change, so none of you feel uncomfortable," completely disregarding how uncomfortable that would make the girl feel. And I wasn't about to just let that happen, and I caused a scene. I was like, do you even notice what you're doing? You're singling her out when she told you this information about herself because she trusted you. And then you out her in front of everybody here, and then treat her differently than everybody else. You're evil. That's literally not what religion should be about.